Baseball is America's pastime, a phrase that's become a little bit of a cliche. But it's also deeply, undeniably true. Because no other sport tells the story of America quite like baseball does. From the grit of the early industrial era to the chaos of the steroid age, from Jackie Robinson's quiet defiance to Shohei Ohtani's modern marvels, Major League Baseball, MLB, has mirrored the country's evolution in every era. So let's wind the clock back, break out the peanuts and Cracker Jack, and walk through every major era of Major League Baseball history. Each one with its own legends, scandals, rule changes, and cultural significance. Number 1. The pre-modern era, 1876 to 1900. Birth of the national pastime. Before the glitz and glamour of today's stadiums, before the million-dollar contracts and nationwide TV broadcasts, baseball was raw, local, gritty. In 1876, the National League was founded, marking the official birth of what would become Major League Baseball. It was rough and tumble. The players often drank heavily, brawled on the field, and earned less than most factory workers. The game was strategic and slow. No gloves, balls that were barely stitched together. Pitchers threw underhand until overhand was legalized in the 1880s. It was more chess than chaos. Yet this was also the time when Cap Anson, King Kelly, and Old Hoss Radburn became stars in dusty newspapers. The baseball card was invented. Kids started playing in sandlots. And though it wasn't fully national yet, the seeds were planted. Number 2, the dead ball era, 1900 to 1919. Strategy, spitballs, and scandal. This was baseball in its scrappiest form. The balls were soft, the bats were heavy, and offense was rare. Home runs, almost non-existent. Teams relied on small ball, bunting, stealing, hit-and-run plays. Pitchers used everything from spitballs to emery boards to scuff the ball and gain an edge. And the names? Oh, the names. Honus Wagner, Nap LaJoy, Ty Cobb. Legends who built careers on speed, cunning, and sharp elbows. But this era wasn't all romantic. It was also deeply segregated. Black players were barred from Major League Baseball. The color line was firmly drawn. And then came 1919, the year that nearly killed baseball. The Black Sox scandal saw 8 members of the Chicago White Sox accused of throwing the World Series for gamblers. Though acquitted in court, they were banned for life. It was a dark moment, one that made fans question the soul of the game. Number 3, the live ball era, 1920 to 1941. The Babe and baseball's boom. Out of the darkness came a hero, a loud, boisterous, hard-hitting hero. Babe Ruth. When Ruth arrived in New York and started launching balls over the fence like no one had ever seen, baseball changed forever. Home runs became king. Offense exploded. Attendance skyrocketed. America couldn't get enough. This was the beginning of the golden age, the roaring 20s of baseball. The live ball, a new, tighter, livelier ball, replaced the old dead ones. Spitballs were outlawed, and the sport leaned into entertainment. Lou Gehrig, Rogers Hornsby, Jimmy Fox, Lefty Grove. These weren't just players, they were icons. Radio broadcasts began spreading games across the country. Kids tuned in to hear their heroes. Stadiums filled. Baseball was now America's game. But by the late 1930s, war loomed. The next era wouldn't be so carefree. Number 4, the World War II era, 1942 to 1946. Shortages and substitutes. When World War II began, hundreds of Major League Baseball players went off to serve. including stars like Ted Williams, Bob Feller, and Joe DiMaggio. Teams filled their rosters with whoever was left. Older veterans, teenagers, even one-arm players like Pete Gray. The quality dipped, but the spirit didn't. President Roosevelt encouraged baseball to continue during the war as a morale booster. It worked. Baseball became a comforting constant, even with rations, blackouts, and air raid drills. The All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, the league from A League of Their Own, also launched during this time, giving women a rare moment in the baseball spotlight. Number 5. The Integration Era, 1947 to 1959. Jackie breaks the barrier. April 15, 1947. Jackie Robinson walks onto the field for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and the color barrier, 50 years strong, shatters. It wasn't easy. Robinson endured death threats, racist taunts, and physical abuse. But he didn't back down. He hit .297 his rookie year, stole home with swagger, and by doing so, changed not just baseball, but the country. The floodgates opened. Larry Doby, Satchel Paige, Hank Thompson, Monty Irvin. Black stars began entering the league. It was a painful, halting process, but integration transformed the game. At the same time, the New York Yankees were assembling a dynasty. Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, and Whitey Ford were dominating the field, setting up the 1950s as an era of pinstripes and power. Number 6. The Expansion Era, 1960 to 1976. New teams, new rules, and new power. New franchises like the Mets, Astros, Padres, and Expos joined the league. The schedule increased. So did the travel. And so did the pitching dominance. This was the era of the pitcher. Mounds were higher, strike zones were bigger, and guys like Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, Juan Marichal, and Tom Seaver dominated hitters like it was a science. Gibson's 1.12 ERA in 1968 is still the lowest in modern history. So low, in fact, that Major League Baseball lowered the mound the next year to help hitters recover. Meanwhile, Hank Aaron was chasing history. In 1974, amidst horrific racism and constant pressure, Aaron hit his 715th home run, surpassing Babe Ruth and becoming the new home run king. But it wasn't all harmony. The era ended with a bang in 1976 when players, tired of being treated like property, fought for and won free agency, changing the economics of baseball forever. Number 7. The Free Agency Era, 1977 to 1993. Money, movement, and mustaches. With free agency now in play, players could finally sign with any team. Salaries skyrocketed, power shifted, super teams formed. The Yankees, fueled by owner George Steinbrenner's open checkbook, signed stars like Reggie Jackson and made the Bronx Zoo era famous. Meanwhile, the Oakland A's, led by mustachioed renegade Raleigh Fingers and eccentric owner Charlie Finley, were redefining cool. The 1980s brought in synthetic turf, cookie-cutter stadiums, and disco vibes, but also dynasties. The Cardinals' speed game, the Dodgers' dominance, and the Tigers of 1984. Cal Ripken Jr. emerged as the Iron Man. Nolan Ryan kept throwing gas into his 40s. Rickey Henderson stole everything that wasn't nailed down. And in 1989, Pete Rose, baseball's all-time hit leader, was banned for life for gambling, a controversy that still rages today. Number 8. The Steroid Era, 1994 to 2005. Power, performance, and the long ball. It began with heartbreak. The 1994 players' strike canceled the World Series. Fans were furious. Baseball was in crisis. Enter the home run. In 1998, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa went head-to-head in a home run race that felt like redemption. They smashed balls at record pace. They smiled for cameras. Baseball was fun again. Then came Barry Bonds. In 2001, Bonds crushed 73 home runs, the most in a single season. His OPS plus that year, an absurd 259. In 2004, he broke the single-season OPS record. At his peak, Bonds was walked intentionally with the bases loaded. But whispers grew louder. Steroids, HGH, Balco. A cloud settled over the game. When Congress got involved in 2005, the truth emerged. Many of the game's biggest stars had used performance-enhancing drugs. The record stood, but trust was shattered. Number 9. The Post-steroid era, 2006 to 2016. Purity, pitching, and new heroes. After the scandals, baseball wanted to clean up. Testing became stricter, offense declined, pitching returned. The rise of analytics began reshaping strategy. Teams like the Oakland A's, using data-driven methods later dramatized in Moneyball, outsmarted big spenders. New stars emerged. Albert Pujols, Derek Jeter, Ichiro Suzuki, Miguel Cabrera, Justin Verlander. Legends of a different mold. The Red Sox broke the curse in 2004, ending 86 years of heartbreak. The Cubs did the same thing in 2016, breaking a 108-year drought. And while home runs still thrilled, fans started appreciating things like WAR, spin rate, launch angle. A new baseball language was born. Number 10. The modern era, 2017 to the present. Ohtani, AI, and the algorithm age. Baseball today is unrecognizable from its early days, but still rooted in the same love for the game. The face of baseball is global. Shohei Ohtani pitches like Nolan Ryan and hits like Babe Ruth. Ronald Acuna Jr., Fernando Tatis Jr., Aaron Judge, and Juan Soto have taken stardom to new levels. Analytics now rule the game. Defensive shifts, pitch tunneling, heat maps, exit velocity. It's a data revolution. But so is the entertainment side. Bat flips, celebrated. Mic'd up players, common. Streaming deals, exploding. Major League Baseball's pace of play changes. Pitch clocks, larger bases, limits on shifts are efforts to appeal to a younger, TikTok-era audience. And after a century of labor strife, the players and league are starting to, tentatively, work together on making baseball more watchable, more marketable, and more international. Final thoughts. Baseball is more than just a game. It's the story of America, told through wood bats, dusty gloves, and 162 games of hope, heartbreak, and history. From Cap Anson to Shohei Ohtani, from spitballs to StatCast, from Babe Ruth's called shot to Bonds' controversial records. Each era of Major League Baseball has written a new chapter. And the story isn't done yet. So the next time you're watching a game, whether it's in the ballpark or on your phone, know this. You're not just seeing a sport. You're watching a living, evolving, imperfect, beautiful time capsule.